Ashley from the Motherhood Circle, and I am so thrilled that you're here. This is my very first episode, and I am so excited to share it with you. I just sat down with Kate from Positively Hypnobirthing, and she shared some amazing insights and information about hypnobirthing. What exactly hypnobirthing is, she sat down with me and explained it all to me. So if you're thinking that you may want to do some hypnobirthing, or you're thinking, what on earth is hypnobirthing? Sit down and listen to this episode. She really goes into depth and talks about birth, all the different kinds of birth, all the different types of interventions. She touches base on some of those. It's a really great starter to finding out more about hypnobirthing and how to plan for your birth, whatever that may look like. So sit down, have a cup of coffee, have a cup of tea, snuggle up, and listen to this episode. And I will be bringing you more episodes every week. I've got a huge lineup of amazing experts as well as real life mums. So snuggle up, sit back, and a new episode will be dropping next week. Thanks, ladies. Bye. Hi, this is Ashley from the Motherhood Circle. This is our episode 1, and today I've got Kate from Positively Hypnobirthing. Kate Eakin is a certified Hypnobirthing Australia practitioner. She's trained in childbirth education and in the basics of hypnotherapy to teach skills in self-hypnosis, conditioning, relaxation, breathing, and visualization to achieve positive birthing outcomes. Kate is also a 2-time hypnobirthing mum, with her last birth being an accidental, unassisted breech home birth. Hi, Kate. Thanks for being our very first guest ever. I'm so thrilled that you're here.
Yay, thank you for having me. It's a very big pleasure and privilege being able to come on the Motherhood Circle and talk about hypnobirthing. So thank you.
I'm so excited. I love hypnobirthing. So I'm really excited about this segment and showing our viewers and our audience, our mothers-to-be and our mamas, and so they can learn all about hypnobirthing. I'm so happy to bring you on here. And so tell us about what hypnobirthing includes, what it is. Explain to us.
Absolutely, yeah. So, look, it can be a little misunderstood, our lovely hypnobirthing. But it essentially, you know, what you're getting is childbirth education, and that's what we want. We want to have the education, we want to have the information, so that you can go in and not feel that fear, not be wondering what's going to happen next, what's going to be happening next. I'm going to hand my power off to my caregivers, and then just hope for the best. So we're giving you lots of preparation. So I'm a Hypnobirthing Australia practitioner. So at Hypnobirthing Australia, we are very much about calmly meeting, you know, whatever turn your birthing takes. And that is really, really important. And I mention that because I think a lot of people think that it's going to be, you know, it has to be natural. It's natural or nothing. And I've actually had people say to me, they've come and said, oh no, I can't hypnobirth because I'm having an elective C-section, or I had a C-section. So, oh, well, I couldn't have hypnobirthed anyway. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, you can. It's for any scenario. So we even have a positive cesarean course. So we've even geared it up solely for a cesarean course. But what you're getting is all of the tools, all the information that we're giving you. It can be used in any scenario. So how amazing is that? So you don't have to go, it has to be a certain way. We're setting you up for the lot. So that's really, really important for us. So what we're mainly looking at is knowledge, tools, support, and preparation. And that is really 4 very main parts of our course, and 4 very main parts of what people just need. So first of all, you're looking at the knowledge. What are you going to get knowledge? Well, we're going to tell you what to expect. Yay. What to expect. Yay, that's wonderful. For a first-time mum, you know, you must have, you know, come across these mums and they're really apprehensive. So what to expect, you know, what about special circumstances? We're going to give you all that information. What about how your body works? I've had couples come out of the course going, wow, I had no idea that my uterus is rising up. I thought everything moved down. And I'm thinking, we just don't even know how our body is working. So if we don't know how our body is working, then you can't work with it. You can't work with your body and your baby to have a more comfortable birth. So we give you all that information. So we give you that information. And look, let me just quickly tell you, this is not just airy fairy stuff. This is evidence-based. So you're not getting just what Joe Blow's saying down the corner. Evidence-based. And really, there was an obstetrician, and this is in the 1900s. You might know him, Dr. Grantley Dick Reed, and he wrote the book on childbirth without fear. And this is in the 1900s. So this really, his teachings and his theories form the basis of, hypnobirthing, full stop. So what he found is that when couples came and had the knowledge, they still were experiencing pain through childbirth. And you kind of go, well, hang on. So that's not enough. I'm telling you, it's not enough. We're going to give you a lot of information and it's going to be like gold, but it's not enough. So you need more. So what we give you and what he found through his theories and all of his investigations was that women who were fearing, and they were holding on to a lot of fear, whatever it may be, fearing childbirth, which a lot of people do. And that was creating the pain. And so he coined a term, which is let's see if I can speak properly, fear, tension, pain syndrome. So first of all, the fear. So what's happening when you go into fight or flight? And this is the same, for ordinarily, when you go into fight or flight, and it doesn't have to be a real fear. It doesn't have to be someone attacking you with a knife. It can just be you feeling uncomfortable, or with an obstetrician that makes you feel just a little bit uneasy, that can send you into fight or flight. Now, when you get into that particular stage in your body, all of the blood goes off to your big muscle groups. So we're talking about fighting. Maybe you're going to run. So all of those big muscle groups are getting all the blood because they are going to save your life. And I'm going to tell you now, your uterus, as wonderful and as amazing as it is, it will not save your life. So where is that blood and where is that oxygen going? Over to the big muscle groups, so away from your uterus. And for your uterus to work properly, it needs blood and oxygen. And so who else is sitting nice and cozy in that uterus? It is your baby. And so who is missing out on the blood and the oxygen? Your baby. So then you can see where it's happening. So pain creates tension. So now we're all tense. Our body's not working well. Our uterus is not working very well. And then that is going to be, essentially you're going to get a very uncomfortable birth, and that's not what we're about. So this is where our findings are. So that's your knowledge. You know that now. So how are you going to be able to deal with the fear? We've got the tools. So we've got lots of tools. So, tools like, breathing techniques, visualization, massage, which includes optimizing baby's position. We give you some amazing techniques to be able to help with that. We're looking at acupuncture. We're talking pain relief before you jump into all of those interventions, which that's fine if you want to go for it, but why not try some other stuff first? We're talking acupressure that is anesthetizing. So women have come back and said, oh my goodness, the pain went away when my partner pressed in this point. I'm like, awesome, so good, so good.
That is amazing.
So, what was that?
That is amazing.
I know, so good. And you sort of think, why are couples and birthing mums, why do they not know this? I wish this was in the hospitals so that we could all know it. So we give you all of those tools, and then we're looking at your caregivers. So your support, that support of your caregivers and support of your partner, whoever it may be. So with your caregivers, they're amazing. Please do not get me wrong. There are some amazing obstetricians out there. There's some amazing midwives, but we cannot just hand across our power, because you are the expert in you, and only you will be able to give them information that is, what you really want. You have to live with this decision. You have to go away after and say, I'm happy with that decision. The only way that's going to happen is that you are knowledgeable, and then you've made up your mind and you've said, yes, I'm happy to go ahead with this. That's when you have no birth trauma. You got women having a cesarean that have had amazing births, positive cesarean births. And then you've got women having natural births that on paper looks perfect, although I don't know what perfect is, but looks perfect, looks normal, looks amazing. Everyone would dream about a birth like that. And you got women with birth trauma because they didn't feel respected for whatever reason that was. So we make sure that you're making the decision. I'm not making this decision for you. I'll give you some information, but you solely are with your partner, you two are making that decision. And then finally, preparation, and that is just, mind-body connection, using all of the tools that we've got. We prepare you. I'm here to help you. So throughout the hypnobirthing course, I'm there to walk you through all the steps, and you come back. So it's like 4 sessions. So you come back each time. You have time to work on it during the week, and then you come back and see me, and so it's wonderful. So absolutely, hypnobirthing is great. But that's pretty much. Have I given you like it in a nutshell?
I think it sounds great, and I'm just thinking I wish I'd done these with my babies, but definitely going to be planning to do hypnobirthing for my 3rd baby. Now that I know, and that's the whole reason why I'm bringing this series, is so that new mums, first-time mums, or even second or third-time mums who didn't get this sort of support, information, informed choice, can actually go out there and educate themselves and get that information. I'm just having a think. I'm thinking like women. This is what I thought as a first-time mum. I was thinking like my mum gave birth. No problem. She never made a fuss about it. I heard a lot of other stories, but my mum just made it out as if it was a normal, natural thing. And then we look at women for thousands of years, and clearly we're doing a really good job at giving birth, right? Because our world is overpopulated. We're in the billions. So why do we need to do birth education?
Yeah. Okay. So you're absolutely right. We're talking, think about it, 3,000 years ago. Yeah. All good. It was, do you know what, 3,000 years ago it was pretty natural. It was uncomplicated births with minimal discomfort. Now, you're absolutely right. We're very overpopulated. So we're giving birth left, right and center. But you know what? I don't know whether it is working so well, because I'm looking at statistics. So the paper that is most recent to us, I'm going to have a nice little cough there. Got a frog in the throat.
Cough away.
Yeah. So the latest paper available to us is, and it's a paper that says that 36.1% of women are being induced now. So that is a third of Australian women are unable to go into labour on their own, which makes you go, hang on, something's wrong here. So something's not working. These are healthy women. So this is not looking at gestational diabetes, BMI, nothing like that. This is healthy, what they class as healthy Australian women, 36.1%. Now that's really high. So something's not quite working as what we would like. These women are, not supported. So if you think about what was happening 3,000 years ago, yeah, it was all pretty normal, pretty natural. And then we've come to now, and it's it's not working that great. So let's have a think about it. What are the differences then? What's different from then to now? And pretty much a big one that stands out is support. I look at 3,000 years ago, you've got these women in in artworks and through papers that you've read, and the births, they were attended by birth workers. They had wise women. They had midwives surrounding them. These women were worshipped. They were literally, you could bring life into this world. So we wanted to worship the ground that they worked on. I don't think it's like that these days. It's sort of like it's run of the mill. Oh, you're going to do this. Yeah. So that's not great. And when you think about the support that we have, we can move all over the world now. We it's wonderful. We're accessible to whatever country. However, what happens is that we are moving away from our support systems. We're not around all of our, our very big support systems, the mothers and the grandparents and all that, where we all band together and surround you with love. We're not necessarily getting that. And even if we do, the support is not always great. I had a parent, so I did a group course on the weekend, and I had one of the dads or one of the couples say to me that they went and saw their family after doing one of the classes, and the uncle had said, but can't you just give birth normally? And I thought that was hilarious. Thankfully, they did too. But I thought that was hilarious because I'm thinking, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're trying to get back as normal as possible. We're trying to get back to where your body, you trust your body to do what is meant to do. So I thought that was really interesting. So we've got support, and then we've got to look at, we've got knowledge. Well, do we have the knowledge? Knowledge was lost. So was it in the 2nd century AD, there was women that were executed, midwives, wise women, women healers, all executed because deemed witches and all that sort of thing. So we lost so much of our wisdom. And now what do we call upon? We're calling upon, perhaps it's a parent. If we're lucky enough to have a parent that's had a great experience, awesome, that's great, because that sets you up really well. But you've got a lot of people coming to see me that have talked about their parents having very traumatic births with them, so they've grown up with the advice that it is scary, that you may die, that it needs to be medical, that you need to be in a hospital, that you need to have people around you waiting to assist you because this is going to be the hardest thing you've ever done. And then think about how old you are. Maybe you're 30, maybe 35, maybe 25, whatever it is. That amount of years of conditioning, having society tell you, it's around us. It's in television, we've got people birthing on their backs, screaming. We've got it in billboards. We've got it on the television. We've got it in social media. It's everywhere around us. And we're getting bombarded with it. And we start to believe it. Now, you might go, look, we're intelligent women, right? And we kind of go, no, it's okay. I know that I don't have to birth on my back. I know that it's not meant to be fearful. But the problem is, you're a first-time mum. You enter that hospital, and you're feeling a little intimidated, and all of a sudden things are starting happening in your body that are different, that you're not expecting, that you're pretty overwhelmed by, and you just go with what you've been conditioned to believe, and you forget about anything else. You forget about anything you read. You just go, no, I'm conditioned to do this. All of a sudden you find yourself on a bed. All of a sudden you find yourself fearing. All of a sudden you find yourself tightening up, all of which stop you from having a more comfortable birth. So these are all the things that are working against us. We need to be conditioned. We need to be conditioned for positive thoughts. And that is what the hypnosis part does for you. It's just constant conditioning, getting out the negative and putting in more positive measures that are going to be able to help you. Thirdly, instinct.
I'm just thinking, like, also because we're so conditioned to see what birth is on TV. I was watching The Good Doctor the other day, and this poor woman, she went into, it was catastrophic. Like, of course it was. So she was all healthy and everything, and they were in like a special room where they couldn't leave, so she couldn't leave. And then basically her waters broke, and then they're like, okay, well, we've got to induce you then. So then she was induced. And then all of a sudden she had, the baby was footling. Then she had an ECR. So the doctor knew all this just from touching her belly, by the way. Then he turned the baby, and then the baby, then all this blood came out, and then I don't know, all this crazy stuff. That she had preeclampsia, all this stuff. She never did a urine test or anything. And then he was performing his very first C-section on this mum. And then when the baby was born, he was deemed the hero. It was so crazy. I was like, no wonder we're so traumatized, because we don't actually see normal natural birth. And the thing is, I thought normal natural birth was like, my mum had a normal natural birth, I thought, but I was delivered via with the forceps.
Oh,
so
right.
Thought, I'm okay if my baby's delivered with forceps. That's totally normal. That's that's what has to happen. I'll have the gas, and I'll be laying on my back, and then they'll cut me, and then they'll pull the baby out and stuff like that. And so I've recently learned about physiological birth, and I would love to hear your take on birthing instinctively and physiological birth.
Yeah, great. Oh, well, that's really good and really interesting. I love how you use that as an example that, oh, that's fine. I'm gonna have a natural birth. But my mum had that So, oh, I don't mind if it's that. I don't mind if it's the
Yeah.
forceps. I don't mind if it's the ventouse, or I don't mind if it, a little, just a bit of inducing, because that's okay, because my mum had that.
Yeah.
And how we tell ourselves, so interesting. That's really interesting. So yes, we birth instinctively. You are absolutely, so first time mums as well, don't think that you're out of this, but you are designed to birth. Absolutely. It's an instinctive thing. But we are stopping ourselves every single day. We are stopping ourselves. And you know what? Mums don't even know about it. So they don't even think they're doing anything wrong. And it's not about really doing something wrong. It's just about helping yourself having a more comfortable birth. And of course, everyone wants to do that. So things that, let's have a look at it. Most people, we're both in hospitals, basing it on a hospital. Mum's going to walk into the hospital, walking through the doors. What's she going to be hit with? First off, it's bright. It's going to be bright lights. Yeah, makes sense. Next thing is, I walked into the hospital that's closest to us here and on the Gold Coast, and I was greeted by someone that was then going to, show me where to go. So I'm now being greeted with a stranger that I've never met before, who's giving me eye contact. So stranger, so lights, stranger, eye contact. And then also looking at the fact that, well, actually they're going to ask you questions. So that's going to be another thing. It's going to be stimulating those, that neocortex, because they're asking you questions. And then thinking about the hospital, it's really, it's big. It's, these hospitals they're so big and vast, and it's not cozy and warm and romantic. That would be very weird if you were to walk into a hospital and it to be calm, warm and romantic. A bit weird, but that would be helpful, by the way, can I just say, if it was. So we've got all these things, and those things that I mentioned are stimulating your neocortex. So right now, us having this conversation, and someone, one of your mums watching now, I'm stimulating you with all this conversation. I want you in this zone, because this is our rational thinking. We're in this zone for most, this part of our brain for most of the day. It's, when we're at work, we need it. We don't want to be lulling off and not being able to concentrate. So this puts us in the right mode to be able to answer questions. Now, we've got three parts of our brain. We have our neocortex, our limbic system, and then we've got our reptilian brain. Now, our reptilian brain refers to those primitive structures. So that is about instinct. So this is where, when we're in our reptilian brain when we're sleeping, sexual intercourse, when we're breathing, our heartbeat, this is all survival. Now, when we are birthing, we are hopefully in our reptilian brain. When we are in that brain, we can instinctively we're animals. We instinctively know what to do. But if you put us in our neocortex by stimulating us with walk into the hospital, bright lights, someone talking to us, eye contact, stranger, like, what are you doing? All of those things are stimulating us to not be in the best part of our brain to be able to instinctively give birth. And that is pretty much it. That is it. That's all we need to do. So we give you those tools. So in hypnobirthing, we work on your birth environment. So we don't want any of that stimulation. So we want to have dim lighting. We want to have it nice and comfy and cozy. Go and sit in the toilet, because it's nice and closed up. It's a real small room, isn't it? We go away to hibernate. We're like animals. We are animals. So yeah, as simple as that. There's some really great things that you can do, but certainly some things to definitely stay away from, which is those lights.
And you were mentioning before, you gave us a little bit of insight into exactly what hypnosis is, but I can't help but think of those TV shows where they get someone on the stage and then they make them act like a chicken, and they're walking on the stage and they're doing the chicken thing. That's not what hypnosis, hypnobirthing is it?
Not hypnobirthing. I'm sorry. I'm if you want the chickens, you're just going to have to go off to one of those stage shows, because I'm sure they'd be so entertaining, but not quite for birthing. So look, and this is where I said hypnobirthing can be a little misunderstood. The hypnosis part of it is firstly a very small amount of it. As I told you, there's so much about just the childbirth education, which you need to know. But there's also that part that is hypnosis. But what is hypnosis? It's not the chickens. It is about deep relaxation. Do you know what? You could even change the word. I don't know how we change the name. So deep, what would you say? Deep relaxation birth. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. But essentially that's what it is. It's a deep relaxation. Now you are conscious the whole time. There is no way that you are going to suddenly go, oh, what did I do? Did I cluck like a chicken? Did you get me to do anything? I'm not doing anything to you. You're in complete control of your body. And I think, look, a lot of people come to me. A lot of the couples say at the end of the course, they're like, wow, this was amazing. It was a lot different to what I thought. And you know what? I'm getting that more so from the partners, because sometimes they're dragged along to these courses because they're there to support their partner. And they say, oh, look, I'm just coming along just to support them. I'm not sure if I'm going to be on board. And by the end, they said, wow, that was great. That was so different to what I thought. Not at all like the chickens clucking around and having you, so you're not really there. So if I was to, when we're working in the class, I'll get you nice and relaxed, because we want to be relaxed while we're in birth. And then, if there was a fire alarm, are you going to sort of go, oh, sorry, no, I'm in hypnosis right now, so I can't move. Of course you're going to move. You're going to run the hell out of there. And that's what you can do. So imagine in your birth room, you're deeply relaxed, you're feeling so good. Maybe your partner's doing this light touch massage that we do, and you're really lulled, you're feeling good. And then you've got some people chatting about some medical stuff around you, and you're thinking, I don't want to listen to that. You just concentrate on your beautiful place in nature that you've got in your mind. And you know what? Everything starts to you just don't even worry about the rest, because you're so in your zone. Now, the thing is, I want to also quickly say that hypnosis, you're in this state for quite a bit throughout the day. And this is what stuns a lot of couples. So right now, when you watch a movie, you're in a state of hypnosis while you're watching the movie. Do you watch those characters and do you kind of go, wow, you might even cry? I cry in movies, so I don't know about you.
All the time.
So, you cry and you think the characters are not real. I know they're not real, but I'm still weeping. I'm feeling their pain, So it's the same with a book. I'll use a book as an example as well. So you're reading a book, someone might walk into the room and they've been standing there for 5 seconds and 10 seconds. And you know that they're there, but then all of a sudden you go, oh, sorry, did you say something? And it's because you're so fixated on what you're doing that everything else just becomes a bit, you just can't be bothered with it. So when you're driving a car, have you ever driven the car? I've done this a bit, unsafe, but ever driven the car and then you're going home, you get home and then you're not sure how many kind of lights you went through, or obviously green lights, but you're not sure exactly what turns. You don't remember all of the steps on the way home, and you think, oh, and it's because it's a very intense concentration on one thing. So you were thinking about something in your mind to the exclusion of everything else, and that is a state of hypnosis. So that's all it is. It's really plain and simple. So we use the tools to keep you in that state. So throughout your whole birth, if you're nice and relaxed, you can stay like that for the whole time. Would you like that? I'd like that.
Yeah, definitely.
I did do that. I was like that.
Definitely, yeah. Well, that all sounds amazing, Kate. I think that our mothers who are watching and our mamas-to-be who are watching are going to get so much value from what you've just shared with us, so much knowledge and insight and a great taster of exactly what it is that you offer with hypnobirthing. And right. I remember you saying that you have an amazing offer for our Gold Coast mamas. Could you share a little bit about what your offerings are and how you can support them further?
Yes. So if you are on the Gold Coast, it means that you can come along to my hypnobirthing classes. So it is over 12 hours. And by the way, it is worth, you don't want to do something short. You want to do something that's going to stick in your mind. So it's over 4 sessions and you do it once a week. So it's eventually going to be like a month. And you come to me for 3 hours. And so if you do want to come along, I'm going to give you sort of a 10% off, which is a money off offer for my group courses. So if you want to, so the link will be down below, I imagine. So that's $55 off your course price, which
awesome.
would be
Thanks so much for that, Kate. I also wanted to let viewers know, if they're not on the Gold Coast, you also offer an online course, don't you?
Yes, yeah, and that's the Hypnobubs online course. So it means, look, I understand that maybe there's not a practitioner. I mean, there are practitioners all around Australia, so definitely look that up, because being there in person is fantastic. But absolutely next best thing is to do an online course where you have our director, Melissa Spilstead, and she is taking you through step by step all of those things. And then you can download that, and it means you can do that into the privacy of your own home, or just because you can't get out and get to a practitioner that's nearby you. So, and then if you go onto my site, I can also do Skype chats with you if you want a follow-up, just to feel like you've really solidified those techniques, and if you have any questions. So yeah, if you go onto my site, you can book through the online course and then also upgrade and get like, telephone or Skype chats. So that's always an option.
An all-inclusive service. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Kate. It's been awesome to have you on here and have you as my first guest. I'm so excited to lead this with hypnobirthing. Birth is something I'm really passionate about. I think we start from the start and we prepare ourselves during pregnancy for birth and also for postpartum. Then it gives us the best start to motherhood, really. So I'm so thrilled to bring you on here today, and thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thank you so much, Ashley. It's been a real pleasure. It's just lovely talking with you, and I love what you do with all your mums. So it's a real privilege to be here.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching this episode. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, our mailing list, and follow us on our social channels so you never miss an episode. All our details are listed in the description box in YouTube. I look forward to bringing you another great episode next week. Welcome to our circle of support, Mama, with the Motherhood Circle. See you next week. With love, Ashley.